Welcome back to Self-Help. We're going to be talking about thoughts again, and we're going to have some specific strategies to help create some distance between you and your thoughts. Here we go. So in the last video, we talked a little bit about thoughts and what we can actually do to control them, which is not much. You can't really control the thoughts. We also talked about that bus metaphor.
Yeah, we talked about how are you the driver of the bus and your thoughts are just passengers and what you can do with them. But specifically, I was kind of after that conversation thinking, okay, but now what? What do I do? Sometimes they're up trying to take the wheel from me, so what do I do?
Yeah, when that happens, there is a two-step process that people can follow that helps a ton. This is what I teach all my clients, but let's start with a thought with you that comes up that you want to maybe create some distance between.
Jeez, okay. Sometimes I have thoughts when I'm in a situation like a new job where I'm not sure, I get overwhelmed and then I feel like, I can't do anything right.
Yeah, what I usually have clients do is I say, okay, I want you to just say the thought like it usually pops up. So go for it.
The thought is, I don't know, I can't do anything right.
There you go. I can't do anything right. Say it again.
Well, you're making me feel bad. I can't do anything right.
I'm realizing when I make clients do that, I'm just like, say your negative thought to me. Say it right now.
Okay, so
it's for a purpose.
Maybe I understand. I'm not doing anything right.
There you go. Step one of the two-step process is you have that thought again, or you kind of say it to yourself again, but this time you add something to the beginning of it, which is, I'm having the thought that.
Okay.
So those 5 words right there. You have those 5 words and you put it in front of that thought. So try it.
I'm having the thought that I'm not doing anything right. You give me that look.
This is good. I'm having the thought that my life is worthless.
I'm having the thought that I am a burden to others around me.
There you go. Now, saying it like that, I don't know, what's the quality of the thought then when you have that in front of it?
I mean, when I said it the first time versus the second time, the first time I started almost more to believe it when I first thought of it. And I was like, yeah, that's, I just focused on it. But then putting that qualifier made me feel like it was a separate entity. Like it's not actually me that feels that way. And now I can look at it as an object. I don't have to feel emotionally attached to that thought.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's step one. Another way, just to add a little more distance then, is to, even before that, you start the whole thing off by saying, I notice I'm having the thought that, fill in the blank. So it's then really just turns into an observation you're making. I notice I'm having the thought that I can't do anything right.
I think that does something interesting. Like, I'm just over here thinking it. I haven't even said it out loud, but I'm just thinking it may or may not be true, but I get to decide what I do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now I don't see it as just the reality. I see it as a potential, and it's maybe not even that helpful that I dwell on it, because the only way dwelling on it helps is if I'm planning on fixing it. And if I can't fix that anyway, then it doesn't matter to worry about it.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! Exactly.
So what is it again? It's, I notice that I'm having the thought that,
fill in the blank. I love that face that clients give when they actually go through it and they do the whole thing where they're like, I notice I'm having the thought that my life is worthless. And they kind of, what I see on their face, they're always like, okay. Whereas before, when they said it like, my life is worthless, there's just so much emotion packed into that, and they just believe it, and it has so much meaning behind it, when it's still the same thing. It's just a thought. The superpower of being able to distance yourself from your thoughts, or really pull back the curtain and see the thoughts for what they are, is this idea of saying, or even thinking to yourself, I notice I'm having the thought that.
Oh wait, I was counting syllables.
I
notice I'm having the thought that.
7 words. Those are the magic 7, as I like to call them.
Yeah, and this is serious because, I mean, if you understand that you can disassociate yourself from your thoughts and that you're not your thoughts just by saying those magic 7 words, that enables you to start actually creating the reality that you want, not just accepting the reality that your thoughts are telling you.
Yep. That'll be the thumbnail. Magic 7 words solves all problems immediately. Just us like counting, like, oh, 7 words.
The power within.
The power within.
The power within. The power within.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, those 7 words. I notice I'm having the thought that. And then you just fill in the blank with whatever the thought is. Create the distance that you need to drive your bus. See you next time.